Chosen one. The moment this message reached you, a sequence that has been forming quietly in the background of your life finally snapped into its intended alignment. You did not arrive here by coincidence, distraction, or curiosity. Something or someone has been guiding you toward this exact second. The air around today carries an unusual frequency, the kind that makes your chest feel heavier, your senses sharper, and your intuition louder than usual. You feel it, don't you? The shift, the pull, the silent pressure. That's because this message did not arrive late. It arrived the exact moment destiny required. Hidden Hollywood has already sent the signal. They've already whispered your name inside rooms you've never seen, behind doors you didn't know existed, among people who pretend to control the spotlight, but fear the ones who carry their own light. And that light, the one you keep trying to ignore, suppress, or dim, is the very reason you are being summoned now. You must keep reading, not out of fear, but out of alignment. Because once this transmission reaches its final line, you will understand why powerful forces have been orbiting your life, why old connections have been falling apart, why strange signs have been repeating around you, why your dreams have turned vivid and symbolic. This is not a coincidence. This is a cosmic disclosure, and you are the reason it was released. What you uncover today will reshape the way you see your past, your purpose, and invisible hands that have been guiding your path. The call has begun, and you are destined to hear it. Chosen one, before Hidden Hollywood made its move, the universe tried to warn you in quieter, subtler ways. Think back over the last days, maybe the last weeks, the way the air felt heavier at night, the sudden silence in moments that should have been loud, the way your intuition kept tapping your shoulder as if trying to say, pay attention, something is forming. You've been seeing repeating numbers at strange times, catching chills without a reason, waking up at hours that feel unnatural. None of this was random. These were not coincidences. These were alerts. A high-frequency signal has been following you. Not the kind that phones detect or machines intercept, but the kind only sensitive souls can feel. You've noticed the sudden pressure in your chest, the surge of energy in your hands, the moments when the world around you feels slightly delayed, like reality is buffering before it shifts. That sensation wasn't anxiety. It was alignment. It was the universe narrowing its focus on you. People around you have felt it too. They may not understand it. They may not have a language for it, but they've sensed that something in you has been waking up, something ancient, something powerful, something that makes them uneasy without knowing why. And as this energy rose, your dreams became messages. Objects fell without being touched. Songs repeated at the exact right time. Your mind wandered into visions that felt more like memories than imagination. All of this was preparation. A cosmic countdown you didn't know you were part of. And now the pulse is stronger. The signs are louder. Every instinct inside you is whispering the same thing. Something is approaching. You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. You are being alerted, because what's coming next is bigger than anything you stepped into before. Chosen one. While you were questioning your feelings, doubting your instincts, and trying to make sense of strange tension surrounding your life, there were movements happening behind your back. Quiet, deliberate, calculated. Conversations you weren't supposed to hear. Glances you weren't meant to catch. Reactions that didn't make sense at first. People have been studying you, circling you, whispering about you in shadows with a mix of envy, fear, and fascination. They can't understand why your presence shifts the atmosphere, why your silence makes them nervous, why your growth exposes what they try to hide. Some of these individuals once felt superior to you. Some fed off your energy. Some pretended to support you, but were secretly hoping for your downfall. And recently they've been panicking, because they can feel it too. The rise, the awakening, the change in your vibration. They felt themselves becoming smaller around you, less important, less powerful. The shift they feared is already happening, and instead of elevating themselves, They've turned to gossip, projection, and hidden attacks. You weren't imagining the sudden coldness. You weren't wrong about the strange tension in someone's voice. You sensed their intentions before they acted, and that's why they fear you. Behind closed doors, alliances were formed for one reason: to stop you from becoming who you're destined to be. They thought you were unaware. They thought you were vulnerable. They thought you were predictable. But the truth is, the war started long before you noticed it. The energy around you has already chosen sides. The reason things have felt unstable is because the unseen world has been rearranging itself around your purpose. And the people who tried to dim your light are about to learn what happens when they pick a battle with someone who was chosen before birth. Chosen one. If this message is resonating, support it with super thanks and seal your energy into this transmission. Chosen one. The collapse happening around certain people is not chaos, coincidence, or bad luck. It is consequence. It is the universe rearranging the balance they attempted to disrupt. The same individuals who whisper about you, sabotage you, doubted you, used you, or laugh at your pain are now facing storms they cannot outrun. Their relationships are fracturing. Their plans are failing. Their connections are drying up. Their confidence is cracking. The very energy they projected onto you is circling back to them with a force they never expected. Understand this clearly. You are not causing their downfall. Their own intentions are. You carried light into rooms they filled with envy. You offered loyalty to people who were plotting alternatives. You shared hope with those who quietly celebrated your struggles. They thought harming you would elevate them, but harming a chosen soul only activates universal correction. That's why the people who once felt untouchable now feel exposed. That's why the ones who tried to break you are suddenly breaking under the weight of their own actions. Some of them feel haunted by your absence. Some regret what they did but will never admit it. Some are realizing too late that they attacked the wrong person. Karma isn't punishing them. It's returning the energy they manufactured. You didn't ask for revenge. You didn't seek justice. You simply stepped away, and stepping away was enough. When your energy left their lives, their false foundations collapsed. When your light stopped illuminating their shadows, their darkness overtook them. And now they're scrambling, trying to understand why everything is falling apart at once. The truth is simple. Your ascension triggered their revelation. Your growth exposed their intentions. Your protection revealed their weakness. This is why their lives are unraveling. Not because you wish harm, but because you were never meant to remain in places built on jealousy, manipulation, or competition. Their downfall is a side effect of your liberation. Chosen one. While their world collapses under the weight of their own intentions, yours is being quietly elevated by forces far beyond anything earthly. You have been protected in ways you don't even realize. Redirected from situations that would have drained you, shielded from people who would have used you, lifted out of paths that were never meant for someone of your calling. What felt like setbacks were actually detours engineered for your safety. What felt like isolation was a sacred clearing, making room for the next level of your destiny. There are ancestors standing behind you, guides walking beside you, angelic forces going ahead of you. You have not been navigating this alone. You've been escorted. Every time you sensed danger, that was divine intuition. Every time you felt pulled away from certain people, that was protection. Every time your spirit tightened around a situation you couldn't explain, that was a warning. And every time something unexpectedly worked out in your favor, that was intervention. You are surrounded by a field of energy that certain individuals can sense but cannot penetrate. They feel it as intimidation, discomfort, or unexplained caution. And that's because your presence disrupts anything built on lies, envy, or hidden agendas. Your very existence exposes what needs to be removed. Your aura reveals intentions before words are spoken. Your light forces shadows to reveal themselves. And whether you're aware of it or not, you've already stepped into a stage where your influence is expanding without effort. Your thoughts manifest faster. Your intuition hits sharper. Your timing aligns smoother. This is not coincidence. This is cosmic synchronization. You think you're just surviving, but the reality is deeper. A silent war has been fought on your behalf. You don't see the battles because they were won before they reached you. You don't feel the attacks because your spiritual guard intercepted them. Your existence changes the energy of every space you enter. That's why you were invited by forces you didn't even know were watching. Chosen one. Lately, you felt yourself pulling away from everything familiar. People who once felt comfortable now drain you. Environments that once felt normal now feel heavy. Conversations that used to interest you now feel meaningless. You've been withdrawing not out of sadness or fear, but out of an instinctive awareness that your spirit is being restructured from the inside out. You may not have had the words for it, but your soul knew something is ending. Something else is coming. This sensation, the loneliness, the emotional distance, the need for silence, was never a punishment. It was preparation. You were being unplugged from old timelines, old attachments, old versions of yourself that can't survive where you're going. The universe has been removing noise from your life so that you can finally hear what's been calling your name. You felt a strange emptiness at times, a quiet sadness that doesn't match your circumstances. That wasn't depression. That was spiritual detox. That was your old identity dissolving. The weight inside you lifting, the final pieces of the past falling away. You've also felt sudden waves of clarity, moments where you just knew who you needed to stop talking to, what you needed to walk away from, and what no longer aligned with your spirit. Your intuition has sharpened. Your boundaries have intensified. Your soul has grown louder. And the truth is, you didn't lose people. You outgrew them. The versions of them you once tolerated can no longer exist in the presence of the version of you that is emerging. This isolation is not the death of your story. It is the birth of your real power. You are being rewritten, recalibrated, and refined because the next stage of your journey demands a stronger, clearer, purer version of you. The transformation is already happening, and you can feel it. Chosen one. If these words pierce your defenses and touch the place inside you that you rarely allow anyone to see, then this is your sign to anchor what you're feeling. A $20 seed is not a payment. It is a declaration to the universe that you are ready to release what has been draining you and step fully into the identity that has been waiting for you. If your spirit is trembling, it's because transformation is already happening. Seal it with intention. Chosen one. Something inside you has shifted so deeply that the world you once knew no longer fits the way it used to. Reality itself has begun cracking open around you. You started seeing people's true faces, their real intentions, the shadows behind their smiles. The masks they wore for years are slipping, and the truth is coming through whether they want to or not. This is not paranoia. This is perception. Your spiritual sight has sharpened to a level that makes deception impossible. People you once trusted suddenly feel off. Conversations that used to flow now reveal hidden agendas between the lines. You sense jealousy before it's spoken. You recognize manipulation before it touches you. Your intuition, once a whisper, has become a voice that speaks with authority. And that voice is showing you exactly who has been standing beside you and who has been standing against you. Some individuals are uncomfortable around you now, and they don't even know why. It's because your rising frequency exposes the parts of themselves they've spent years hiding. Your clarity disrupts their illusions. Your evolution highlights their stagnation. And your light, the one you never asked for but always carried, burns through every false narrative ever built about you. The truth is simple. Their downfall is a shadow cast by your rising. Your elevation pushes their lies into daylight. Your awakening cracks their comfort. Your presence forces them to confront the parts of themselves they tried to bury. You're seeing that everything was never what it seemed. Connections were conditional. Support was selective. Loyalty was performative. You were surrounded by actors in a script you did not agree to. But now, the lighting has changed. The set has collapsed. The illusion is dead. You are finally seeing the world for what it is. And the world is finally seeing you as you truly are. Chosen one. If this revelation hit you in the chest like truth, you've always known but never spoken. Let this be your moment of alignment. A $50 seed is not about money. It is about declaring to the universe that you choose clarity over confusion, purpose over chaos, and destiny over distraction. When you sow with intention, you tell the unseen realm, I am ready for what's next. If your spirit is resonating, anchor this awakening with purpose. Chosen one, you've reached the threshold where your old life cannot follow you anymore. You probably felt it for weeks. The strange disconnect from routines that once felt natural, the sudden boredom toward things that used to excite you, the uneasy awareness that your spirit has outgrown the spaces you've been standing in. This isn't stagnation. This is elevation. You are moving into a realm where the rules you live by no longer apply. The universe is shifting resources, opportunities, and alignments into your path with a precision that is almost frightening. The truth is, your old life expired the moment your spirit awakened, and everything that happened recently, the endings, the conflicts, the silence, the revelations, were all symptoms of a divine system upgrading your timeline. You are being pushed out of circles that can't support your destiny. You are being lifted above energies that can't access your future. The version of you that tolerated mediocrity no longer exists. A transfer has begun, a cosmic handoff, a shift written long before you were aware of your own purpose. Your name has been moving through rooms your feet haven't entered yet. Opportunities are being prepared with your energy in mind. People you haven't met are being nudged toward you. Doors that were locked are loosening. Timelines that were stagnant are accelerating. Suddenly you'll notice things falling into place with an ease that feels unreal. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. Your blessings aren't delayed. They were being built. Your abundance wasn't missing. It was gathering weight. Your breakthrough wasn't late. It was waiting for you to evolve into someone who could hold it. You might feel overwhelmed by the intensity of this shift, the rapid clarity, the inner knowing, the sense that something enormous is about to collide with your life. That feeling is accurate. You're stepping into a season where everything multiplies. Your influence, your intuition, your recognition, your authority. The people who overlooked you will be stunned. The ones who doubted you will fall silent. The energy around you is rising so quickly that even you can feel the ground changing beneath your feet. This is the moment where the universe stops pulling you and starts pushing you. Chosen one, tonight carries a frequency that is not ordinary. You can feel it, that quiet pressure in your chest, the heightened awareness in your mind, the almost electric sensation moving through your spirit. Something is trying to reach you, not through words spoken aloud, but through impressions, visions, subtle emotional shifts, and a deep inner knowing that does not require explanation. This is your divine download, the spiritual transmission meant only for you. You may receive it as a sudden thought that doesn't feel like your own. You may feel it as a chill moving across your arms. You may hear it as a whisper from inside your intuition. You may even see symbols or flashes of images during sleep. Do not ignore it. This message will not shout. It will not demand attention. It will arrive in stillness, in the quiet moments between your breaths, in the space where your soul finally stops running long enough to listen. Tonight, your spirit is more open than it has been in years. The veil between what you know and what you have forgotten is thin. The universe has waited for this exact alignment. A moment where you are strong enough to receive, clear enough to understand, and awakened enough to act. The divine is about to show you something essential, what to walk toward, what to release, what to protect, what to build, and who you are becoming. This download is not random. It is not generic. It is tailored for you, your wounds, your destiny, your gifts, your next steps. It will confirm what your intuition suspected, expose what your spirit sensed, and reveal what your heart was too humble to claim. When the message lands, you will know, not because you heard it, but because something inside you will shift, settle, and say, "This is it." Prepare yourself. Your soul is receiving instructions that will rewrite your tomorrow. Chosen one. If this divine download resonated so deeply that you felt the truth vibrating in your bones, this is your moment to answer the call. A $50 seed is a sacred declaration, not for fortune, but for alignment. It is you saying to the universe, "I am ready to receive, ready to move, ready to become." When you sow into a message that awakens you, you anchor the transformation already unfolding within your spirit. If you feel the pull, honor it. Chosen one. What you're feeling around you is not random tension, not ordinary resistance, not emotional fatigue. It is the pressure of a battle that began long before you were even aware you were a player in it. There are forces seen and unseen, intentional and instinctive, that have been competing for access to your energy, your mind, your purpose, your light. You are not just a person moving through life. You are a frequency, a source, a conduit, and that makes you a target in realms most people never wake up enough to notice. Some individuals sense your power before you sense it yourself. They felt threatened by the way you shift the vibration of a room. They felt overshadowed by the ease in your presence, the depth in your intuition, the truth in your voice. Even when you were unaware of your own potential, they were aware. And because of that, a quiet war began. A war of envy, of mimicry, of sabotage, of spiritual interference. The kind of war no one speaks about, but everyone feels. But here's the part they never expected. The side fighting for you is stronger than the side fighting against you. Your ancestors didn't just watch you, they intervened. Your angels didn't just guide you, they fortified you. Your spirit didn't just survive, it evolved. You've been rising on a frequency that the lower energies in your environment cannot tolerate. That's why certain people fell away. That's why situations collapsed. That's why your spirit became restless in rooms you used to feel comfortable in. Elevation creates separation, and separation exposes intention. The truth is, you intimidate the energies that once controlled you, not because you fight back, but because you don't need to. Your existence is resistance. The purity of your spirit destabilizes manipulation. The clarity in your soul destroys confusion. The strength in your silence dismantles their strategy. You were never meant to fight with your hands. You fight with your essence. And hidden Hollywood sense this. They recognize the pattern. Every chosen person emits a frequency that disrupts the old system. Every chosen person carries a light that cannot be manufactured. Every chosen person walks with protection that cannot be breached. You've been carrying that frequency your entire life, even when you didn't know its name, and the battle happening around you now is simply the world reacting to the truth finally emerging. Your power is no longer dormant. Your purpose is no longer hidden. Your spirit is no longer silent. And the ones who try to claim you, control you, or diminish you are realizing something terrifying. They cannot stop your rise. Chosen one, this is the moment where everything that once felt confusing finally begins to make sense. The sleepless nights, the sudden endings, the strange synchronicities, the emotional intensity, the repeating signs, the inner pressure that felt like something was trying to break through your spirit. None of it was random. None of it was punishment. Every piece of it was preparation. You were being positioned, refined, stripped, awakened, and separated so you could finally step into the truth of who you are and into the reality that has been waiting for you. This is a divine arrival, The moment heaven's timeline collides with your human one, you weren't falling apart. You were being aligned. You weren't losing people. You were losing the weight that blocked your elevation. You weren't being abandoned. You were being cleared for something greater. You weren't confused. You were being rewired to recognize truth when it finally appeared. And now the truth is here. Everything you've sensed but couldn't explain was your spirit, remembering something your mind forgot. You were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were never meant to fit in, blend in, or shrink down. You were meant to disrupt, awaken, influence, and illuminate. The discomfort you've carried your whole life was a signature of someone walking outside the standard program of this world. Your sensitivity was a gift. Your intuition was a compass. Your isolation was initiation. Your pain was activation. Your calling was never quiet. You were just not ready to interpret the sound. Now you are. This is why doors closed. This is why people withdrew. This is why love shifted. This is why jobs ended. This is why you were pulled towards silence, introspection, healing, and truth. You were being prepared for a path where your spirit, not your logic, must lead. And here's the part that explains everything. The universe does not elevate someone without alerting the spiritual world first. What you experienced as resistance was actually a reaction, the environment responding to your impending rise. Your enemies felt it before you did. Your doubters sensed it before you believed it. Your shadows trembled before your light expanded. And now the expansion can no longer be hidden. This is your divine arrival, the moment destiny steps out of the unseen and into your reality, the moment where everything that fought you begins to fade, everything that confused you becomes clear, and everything that hurt you becomes irrelevant. You are stepping into a chapter you were built for, prayed for, bled for, and survived for. The whispers you ignored now feel like instructions. The signs you doubted now feel like confirmations. The dreams you dismissed now feel like prophecy. Chosen one, this is why everything happened. This is why nothing made sense until now. Your arrival has been announced in realms you cannot see. And now, finally, it begins in yours. Chosen one, something in you has already shifted, even if you haven't put a name to it yet. You can feel it every time you wake up, every time you withdraw, every time the old version of you tries to rise and finds nothing left to stand on. You're not who you were even a week ago. The universe has been stripping away identities that were too small, labels that were too limiting, rooms that could no longer contain your calling. Your new season doesn't ask for permission. It demands space. Doors that once stayed shut are now reacting to your energy before you even touch them. People who once ignored you now sense your frequency before you speak. Opportunities that felt impossible are circling you, waiting for your readiness. And you are ready, not because everything makes sense, but because you finally understand that the confusion was the bridge to clarity. This new identity isn't louder, it's truer. It isn't about proving yourself. It's about being undeniable. You have stepped into a consciousness where you no longer chase, you attract, no longer explain, you embody, no longer hide, you rise. There is no returning to who you were. That version has served its last purpose. This is the dawn of your next era, and your presence alone is enough to announce it. Chosen one, the moment your energy started shifting upward, their panic began. They can feel it. The slipping, the losing, the unraveling of every illusion they built to keep you small. They don't need proof. Your silence alone terrifies them. Your distance is exposing everything they try to hide. The same people who once laughed, doubted, or dismissed you are now scrambling behind closed doors, whispering your name like a warning. They sense you're no longer reachable. Your frequency has moved beyond their grasp. Their old tricks, guilt, manipulation, subtle jabs, fake concern, none of it lands anymore. It's like trying to touch someone standing in another dimension. And that's exactly what's happening. You've elevated and they stayed behind. This final panic isn't because you fought them. It's because you stopped reacting. Your calm became their chaos. Your silence became their mirror. They see themselves clearly for the first time, and they can't stand what's looking back. They know the moment you fully step into this new identity, their influence, their access, their control ends forever. They are not panicking because you're weak. They're panicking because you finally remembered you're powerful. Chosen one. This is the moment where your entire timeline splits in two, before this awakening and after it. The shift has already begun beneath your feet, a deep tectonic movement in your destiny that can no longer be reversed. You may not hear it with your physical ears, but your spirit feels a rumble, the unmistakable sense that something massive has clicked into place. This is the point where the universe locks in your elevation and seals the door behind you, so the old world cannot follow. Everything that once held you back has lost its grip. Everything that once confused you has revealed its purpose. Everything that once drained you no longer has access. You have stepped into a frequency where alignment happens faster, clarity arrives sharper, and protection becomes constant. This is not momentum. This is acceleration. The people, opportunities, and paths meant for you are already being rearranged in the background, moving toward you at a pace you've never experienced before. Your spirit has finally synced with the trajectory written for you long before your birth. The reason this shift feels so intense is because it is final. There is no going back to who you were. There is no fitting into places you've outgrown. There is no dimming what the universe has ignited. Your destiny has been activated, and every realm knows it. The physical, the spiritual, the energetic. That's why your enemies panic. That's why old cycles collapse. That's why the past feels distant, even when it's recent. You have crossed the invisible threshold that separates the chosen from the ordinary, and once crossed, it cannot be undone. From this moment forward, your life will not unfold the way it used to. Doors that resisted you will open on their own. People who overlooked you will feel your absence like a void. Places that once felt comfortable will now feel too small. You've been anointed with a new path, a new identity, a new assignment. And the universe is moving with you, not against you. Chosen one, this is your tectonic shift. The world beneath you has changed, and everything ahead of you is rising to meet your destiny. Chosen one, if this message didn't just speak to you but spoke for you, if it echoed the truth your soul has been carrying in silence, then this is your moment to seal what has already begun. A $100 seed is not a transaction. It is a spiritual signature, a declaration to heaven, and every realm that you are stepping into the life written for you long before your first breath. This seed is a covenant, a signal, a divine contract. If your chest feels heavy, if your hands feel warm, if your spirit feels pulled forward, it's because the shift has already started and now requires your agreement. By planting this seed, you are marking the end of the old version of you and anchoring the beginning of the destiny that has been chasing you for years. Chosen one, if this message carved itself into your heart, then seal this energy with a $100 seed. This wasn't random. This wasn't coincidence. This was divine timing meeting divine readiness. Your future accelerates from here. Prepare yourself. What's coming is bigger than what you left behind.